For the past year or so, I felt like I was falling out of love with anime. Season after season, the amount of anime I wanted to watch got lower and lower, as did the amount I enjoyed. Every season I see one or two anime I'm interested in and just watch those, and maybe take a stab in the dark at something I've never heard of, but ultimately usually no more than one series moves me. This season, however, the summer season of 2025, that has all changed. Dan to Dan Season 2, My Dress Up Darling Season 2, Bunny Girl Senpai Season 2, The Summer Hikaru Died, Gotchi Akuta, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, and that geology anime with the baddie. It's just banger after banger after banger, and that's not even naming all of them. I was watching 11 anime week by week, 6 more than I did last season, 8 more than the season before that, and 9 more than the season before that. So this left me wondering, was this the greatest anime season of all time? And to answer that question, I went back and looked at every single anime season ever. But before we get into all that, I want to talk about just what made this season so great.
Can you speak German?
Yeah.
Say something in German.
You want Frankfurt or nine?
This is not German.
You want Frankfurt or nine?
Obviously, the quantity of anime was just absurd. And not just the quantity of anime, but the quantity of serviceable anime. Obviously, every season of anime these days just has hundreds of animes for you to choose from. But not every season has 15 good anime that make you want to keep coming back week to week to watch more. But just 15 good anime is not enough to make me want to make a video. You have to have a few gems in there, and that's exactly what this season had. So, I'm gonna go over what I thought the gems were, the ones that stood out among these 15 anime, because obviously I'm not gonna cover 15 anime in one video and then go on to do a whole nother thing with every other goddamn season. So to start, let's talk about Dan to Dan, everyone's new favorite shonen. Dan to Dan is one of the biggest anime out right now, and just like season 1, the second season had beautiful animation, and the blossoming romance between Momo and Okarun is still going strong. The first half of this season was fantastic. Everything that happened in Gigi's house was amazing, and everything that happened at Momo's house was amazing too. The introduction of Evil Eye and his backstory, the constant accidental transformations, Momo, Okra, and Gigi and Ira all living together, the concert, Granny putting in work, Mr. Mantis Shrimp and his super slow UFO, it was all top-notch anime. I don't think the second half, particularly the training against Beethoven and Co. in the school and the kaiju fight, were as good, but still, they were great nonetheless. Moving on, another highly anticipated second season, My Dress Up Darling Season 2. Easily one of the anime I was most excited for this season. It was essentially just an improvement on Season 1 in every single category. The humor, the animation, the romance, the friendship, it was all on full display. My only real complaint was that any drama feels weightless because everyone in this show is just such a good and positive person, and no one ever actually has any sort of issues or clash of ideals. Everyone's just hyper positive and it gets jarring at times. And in terms of fake complaints, I've got a few. First, why are we hitting a toe shot every 10 seconds here? What's up with these animators? Second, and this isn't really a problem with the show itself, but the subtitles. The subtitles are Redditor to the fucking max. I don't know if Crunchyroll decided to test their new Israeli subtitle AI generator early, but god damn is it crazy. And if it's a real person doing these subtitles, I need to know why. I know they're supposed to be teenagers and their lingo should be hip and new, but god damn do they go overboard with it. And if it's the actual scriptwriters of the show doing this and that's just a one-to-one translation of the Japanese, I need to know what they had going on in there. And if it's like that in the manga too, then maybe I'm just unk. But let's move on to a show that makes me feel young again. Rascal Does Not Dream of a Bunny Girl Senpai Season 2, also known as Rascal Does Not Dream of a Santa Claus. I've been waiting for this season for a long time. Bunny Girl Senpai was one of the first seasonal anime I had ever watched, and to this day it is still my favorite romance anime of all time. I had long since given up on any second season coming out, and I was just happy that they were still adapting the story through movies. But a part of me did miss the week-to-week drama and antics that came with the first season of Bunny Girl Senpai back in 2018. Well, this season, that all changed with the release of Rascal Does Not Dream of a Santa Claus, which has been an amazing follow-up to my favorite rom-com of all time. Numerous different puberty syndromes uncovered and cured, the great banter between Sakuta and Mai that I came to love from season 1. Honestly, it's even better now that they're actually fully together and have been for a while. The heartwarming moments, the drama, so on and so forth. This season has been fantastic. Has it lived up to season 1? Yes. Is it better than season 1? I'll say no, but it's been years since I watched it, so who knows. Regardless, it's been amazing, and in a season full of new romance anime with crazy animation, modern day humor, and the benefit of being fresh, it still stands above them all. And now, the final longly anticipated second season that I'm going to talk about, Grand Blue Dreaming. Season 2 to Grand Blue. Grand Blue Season 1 was easily one of my favorite comedies of all time, and this second season was just as good. The jokes still hit despite me being way older, and the way each relationship develops goes way beyond any standard comedy, which brings it into a class of its own, or I guess a class with the other greats like Love is War. Obviously Kitahara's development is great, but genuinely every character seems to go through something that makes them much more intriguing as a character. This season did a great job with exploring the depth of each member of the swim club and all of its constituents. Now, moving on from long-awaited second seasons, we're gonna be looking at some anime that got their debut and smashed it out of the park. To start, Gachiakuta. Gachiakuta being the only debut season shonen of the summer meant it had some heavy lifting to do to get me to tune in every week. After all, I was already watching two fantastic shonen that both made my top 5 list last year, but Gachiakuta delivered. It's an original idea in really every sense. The power system, the world building, the heroes and the villains, it's all so unique, and the stylization of it all really brings it to a whole other level. And just a side note, I love that Rudo, despite going through everything he did and being stuck surrounded by crazy people, is still trying to become a good, kind person. I was scared throughout the first bit that he was just going to become some kind of revenge-crazed maniac, but the core values instilled by Regto were still there, and that was nice to see. Then, there was Witch Watch. Although it started in the spring, it was still ongoing this season, and it contributed greatly to how much I enjoyed the season overall, so I figured I should talk about it. This was just some good old anime fun times with some great meta humor rolled in. The crazy life of Moi, Nico, and all their mythical friends is just so fun to watch, and it has some of the best voice acting I've seen in a while. I mean, the last time I heard a scream this real was the damn United States of Smash. Seriously, all the voice acting makes everything so much funnier. It feels like they're really yelling at each other or arguing or joking around. Every single line is delivered like the voice actors are actually there living their lives. Then, finally, we have Takopi's Original Sin. I already made a video on this show, but it's genuinely perfect. Amazing animation, drama, characters, and the conclusion is beautiful. Go watch my video for a better review, because seriously, this is something that you are going to want to watch. It is easily the best anime of the season, and I have that even above Bunny Girl Senpai Season 2, which is one of my favorite animes of all time. Now that we got that out of the way, it's time to move on to the meat and potatoes.
Yes, I am gonna become a rapper. Yes, I do have Lil Baby on my album. Yes, I do have T Grizzly on my album. Yes, I do have.
In terms of competition, there are only a few seasons that stick out to me as serious contenders for the best anime season of all time. So we'll start from the earliest to the latest. By that, I mean chronological order, which means the first on our list is the spring of 1998, which saw the release of Cowboy Bebop, Initial D First Stage, Trigun, and Yu-Gi-Oh! All 4 of which would go on to be classics to different degrees. The only issue is that that's only a metric because of how long ago the season was. Is remaining relevant for 17 years an amazing feat? Yes. But we can't tell if any of the anime from this season are going to go on to achieve that same status. Takopi's Original Sin, Gachiakuta, Dandadan, The Summer Hikaru Died. These can all go on to reach that exact same status of classic. Only time will tell. And honestly, even if they don't, I'm not sure I can say that any of these anime from the spring of 1998 are better than Takopi's Original Sin. It's also missing the 9 or so extra amazing anime, which would hurt its chances. Still, if you said this is the greatest season of all time, I wouldn't be mad. Moving on, another good season, and one that I could accept as the greatest, is the fall of 1999, which saw the debut of One Piece and Hunter x Hunter, as well as the sequel season to Initial D. I'm gonna be honest, that's not the last time Initial D will appear in one of these seasons. Debuting 2 of what many agree are some of the best series of all time in one season is just crazy, especially considering the quality of both their first arcs. Obviously though, it's only 3 shows, meaning this summer still has the quantity on its side. Then, continuing chronologically, there are some that I wouldn't really consider contenders, but I do think are good enough to be worth mentioning, and that starts with the spring of 2004, which saw Monster and Samurai Champloo air, as well as, you guessed it, probably actually didn't, Initial D 4th stage. Obviously, all 3 of those are amazing anime, but I'm just not going to get into each and every single damn anime that I mentioned. So let's move on. Spring 2006, 2 years later, they dropped Gintama, Nana, and Black Lagoon. Then fall 2006, Code Geass, Death Note, and Black Lagoon, the second barrage. But then, spring 2011 stepped up with Steins Gate, Gintama Season 2, Nichijou, Anohana, The Flower We Saw That Day, Toriko, Blue Exorcist, and Dead Man Wonderland. And honestly, there was some more that I didn't even name. That's 8 anime of pretty high regard, and I haven't watched all of them, but if someone who has said this was the best season of all time, I wouldn't be mad. Of the anime I have seen, they don't match the top tiers of this season in quality, and despite having 8 great shows, it's still outnumbered by the summer of 2025's 15 or so, depending on what you consider great, of course. Moving on, fall 2013 had Hajime no Ippo Rising, Kuroko no Basket Season 2, Kill la Kill, and some other greats. Then spring of 2014 brought another great season with Mushishi Next Passage, Ping Pong the Animation, Haikyuu, JoJo's Part 3, Fairy Tail, and the show present in the most entries on this list, Initial D. Once again, this time, it was the final stage though, so no more Initial D. This season was crazy. It had cult classics, what many consider to be the JoJo season that sets it all off, and the debut of Haikyuu, one of the greatest sports anime of all time, if not the greatest. I'll be honest though, I haven't watched most of these, so I can't really comment on whether it's the best or not. But I do acknowledge it as one of the top contenders that I was talking about earlier. But that's not all. There have been more great seasons since, like fall of 2014 with Your Lie in April and Parasite. Then a year later, fall 2015 with Haikyuu Season 2, One Punch Man, Noragami Aragoto, Lupin III, and Osomatsu-san. Spring of 2016 is another heavy hitter with My Hero Season 1, JoJo's Part 4, Bungo Stray Dogs, ReZero, Magi Adventures of Sinbad, Haven't You Heard I'm Sakamoto? Still though, that's only half the anime of summer of 25. And although My Hero is better than all of them, that doesn't make up for the 6 extra great anime it's competing with. Then there's winter of 2019, which had 4 great anime with Mob Psycho Season 2, one of the best seasons of anime I've ever watched, Promised Neverland, a season that many people love, Love is War, one of my favorite anime of all time, and Dororo. But once again, although those 4 are great, they don't make up for the 8 or so extra anime the summer of 25 has on them. But then we move to the most recent season on the list, other than the summer of 25, and that's the fall of 2022, which had Bleach, 1000 Year Blood War, Bocchi the Rock, Mob Psycho Season 3, one of the greatest seasons of anime ever, Chainsaw Man, My Hero Season 6, Spy Family Part 2, Blue Lock, Golden Kamui Season 4, Pop Team Epic Season 2, and the continuing Isekai Oji-sen. That's 10 anime, all very good. And although it's just a matter of opinion, I think this season and the spring of 1998 are the 2 best seasons other than the summer of 2025. But it still needs to be said that despite that season having 10 great anime, summer of 25 had perhaps 5 more watchable anime than even the season with the second most watchable anime. Obviously, I wasn't able to watch all these anime seasons week to week. I'm sure my opinion would change, and I'm sure my opinion would also change if I checked which episodes of Cowboy Bebop actually aired in the spring season of 1998, but I think we can end it there. My ultimate consensus comes down to those 3 that I mentioned earlier: the spring of 1998, the fall of 2022, and the summer of 2025. I do think there is something that can be said though for the spring season of 2021, which saw the introduction of the greatest season of anime on the planet ever witnessed by human eyes, Megalobox Nomad. So if you really are looking for quality over quantity more than anything else, Megalobox Nomad came out in the spring of 2021, and that is the single greatest season of anime anyone has ever seen. If you want quantity, obviously the summer of 2025. If you want an iconic season, I think it has to be that spring season of 1998, or maybe the one with One Piece and Hunter x Hunter I mentioned. And then there's the fall of 2022, which had some very, very good seasons, I will say. I think the quality of some of these is about the same as the quality in some of the better anime in the summer of 25. Particularly Mob Psycho Season 3, I'd say matches Takopi. I'd say Bleach 1000 Year Blood War probably matches Dan to Dan. And I'd say Bocchi the Rock probably matches, or maybe even outdoes, Grand Blue Season 2. But you just have to think, there's still Kaiju number 8 Season 2, which was fantastic. There's still Dr. Stone, which I didn't watch, but I've heard it's pretty good. There's just so much going on in the summer of 25 that I don't think I can give it to anything else. So I will end this video with one definitive answer, in my humble opinion, of course. The best season of all time was the summer of 2025. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment what you think the best season of all time is down below, or maybe comment and call me super smart and intelligent because I was right. Anyways, I'll see y'all in the next one. Adeuces.